Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
Here's John and Heidi.
Today is a special day, Heidi. Do you know what today is?
What is today, John?
I thought you'd never ask. Let's do the whole darn weekend. Saturday, the 8th day of August, Global Sleep Under the Stars Night, National CBD Day, National Happiness Happens Day, National Frozen Custard Day, which is good stuff, by the way.
Oh, it's all right.
First time I ever heard of that, I thought it sounded yucky. Then we tried it. I was like, oh, it's like ice cream, only better. National Sneak Some Zucchini Into Your Neighbor's Porch Day. Is our zucchini ready to go?
It is not.
Yeah, Heidi's a first-time gardener. She's not doing very well.
I am too. It's all coming. It's just that we put it in a shady area so it doesn't get sun to ripen.
Good excuse there, bad gardener, Heidi.
The blooms are all on it, so I know they're coming. And I got one tomato.
Oh, nice. National Dollar Day, National Bowling Day, National Garage Sale Day. Sunday, the 9th of August, National Rice Pudding Day, National Veep Day, National Book Lovers Day, and National Spirit of 45 Day. All of those things happening this weekend. And I've got a couple of guests joining me today. Actor Joe Morton. You might remember him from the movie Speed, from Blues Brothers, from a bunch of movies. And he's also a singer, which is kind of cool. And he has a song with Kenny Lehman. It's called Wake Up America. We're going to chat all about that.
The old way of living with diabetes is a pain. The new way is with a continuous glucose monitor. You simply apply a discreet, easy-to-use sensor on your body. If you test your blood sugar at least 4 times per day and inject insulin at least 3 times per day or use an insulin pump and have private insurance or Medicare, you might be eligible for a CGM with little or no cost to you. Call now and say goodbye to finger pricks.
800-659-7805. That's 800-659-7805.
Now, surveys and studies and such brought to you by BetterCreditCards.com. New study claims people can eat 12 slices of pizza without doing any short-term damage to their health. So, it doesn't say anything about long-term damage, but according to scientists at the University of Bath, the human body copes remarkably well with massive, sudden amounts of calories. So they're saying you can like binge and eat a bunch of stuff and it's not going to cause any short-term damage. But it does, again, doesn't mention long-term damage.
Well, and I mean, on a one-time basis, but if you ate 12 pieces of pizza every meal for...
Oh, yeah, it's, again, they're saying short-term. So you do it once. Do it once. So I'm pretty sure this is just somebody at the company picnic. They're like, no, I'm doing a study. Stay away. Back off. All right, that's going to do it for surveys and studies and such, brought to you by BetterCreditCards.com. If you have a credit card, our friends at BetterCreditCards.com would like to make sure it's the best credit card for you. Take a few minutes to look at your current interest rate and then see what you get for points and perks. Then go to BetterCreditCards.com to see if they can help you find a better credit card. This will literally cost you nothing, and it could help you save money by getting a better credit card. Even if you don't have a credit card right now, you can check it out too at BetterCreditCards.com. That's BetterCreditCards.com. This is your Brain on Drugs, brought to you by Time4Rehab.com. Florida man charged with drug trafficking could have done a better job picking his hiding spot. Clearwater police say 24-year-old Delmetris Wilson was a passenger in a crash on Court Street on Missouri Avenue and Court Street intersection. After the crash, he grabbed his backpack from the vehicle and then hid it between 2 buildings and then fled into the fire department, not knowing that it was a fire department. Witnesses led police to the discarded backpack, which had all kinds of things like codeine, crack cocaine, alprazolam, something, I don't know what it is, MDMA, and marijuana. Fire department notified the police, and he was arrested on multiple drug charges. So, yeah, it probably wasn't the best place to hide. But then again, that is the kind of thing that happens when your brain is on drugs.
John and Heidi.
Now, big screen, little screen, brought to you by ChannelSurferTV.com. Kim Kardashian is in the news. She's told friends that she's afraid Kanye, her husband, Kanye West, may have hit rock bottom. So,
okay.
He's worth like $1 billion. If that's where you are when you hit rock bottom, you're not doing that bad. So,
well,
I don't know.
Unless it's a substance abuse thing.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if that's what it is. She just thinks he's going crazy, is what she thinks. So, I don't know. Who knows? Tracy Morgan is in the news. He and his wife, Megan Woolover, are filing for divorce after 4 years of marriage. I'm really sad to hear that.
I always kind of thought he seemed like a neat guy.
Yeah, we haven't watched Saturday Night Live in a while, but back when we did, he was on, and his characters, like he played the same character all the time.
Right.
He didn't have a lot of range, we'll put it that way.
No, but he seemed like a neat
yeah,
guy.
Seems like a really funny dude. Again, big screen, little screen, brought to you by ChannelSurferTV.com.
If you take Viagra or Cialis, call now with your prescription and pay as little as $2 a pill. Call Pharmacy Shop 24/7 to get generic versions of Viagra or Cialis for as little as $2 a pill, plus free discreet shipping.
Call 800-214-7977. 800-214-7977. 800-214-7977. Again, that's 800-214-7977.
Now your scoop of the day. It comes your way, courtesy of InsuranceChicken.com. Sensodyne. That's like toothpaste, right?
It's toothpaste for sensitive teeth.
I'm even more confused now. So a survey by Sensodyne, that's the part that confuses me, not the survey part. A survey from Sensodyne found 60% of Americans say potato chips have become their go-to comfort food during the lockdowns. Why would they be asking that question for a toothpaste company?
I don't know, but that's definitely not the case for me.
Followed by ice cream at 58%.
Not me either.
Pizza at 56%.
There you go.
and mac and cheese at 51%.
Oh, I love mac and cheese.
So of those, I think each one. So you must have more than one in as far as an answer.
Right, because those percentages
it doesn't
just
work
don't
out
add
otherwise.
up.
So Sensodyne found 60% of Americans say potato chips was the go-to, followed by ice cream at 58%, pizza 56%, and mac and cheese at 51%. I wonder if it was just people marking everything. Everything's my go-to. That's how I gained my COVID-19.
The answer is all of the above.
What are you binging on these days? Yes.
Yes.
The answer is yes. Well, I don't quite understand how that's the answer. Well, the answer is everything. I'm just binging on whatever you put in front of me, pretty much. The annual Twins Day Festival, Twinsburg, Ohio, for the first time ever, is a virtual Twins Day this weekend. In a typical year, thousands of twins and triplets and quadruplets or quadruplets. How do you say that? Quadruplets? Visit Twinsburg, Ohio, just south of Cleveland, for their Twins Day Festival. It's this weekend. And like I said, this year, they're doing a virtual weekend instead of an actual in-person thing. COVID-19 is moving another potential blockbuster film from theaters to streaming. Disney announced on Tuesday that Mulan will be coming to Disney Plus on September the 4th as a premium video-on-demand feature for $24.99. Now, there are people that are saying these things are way too expensive, $24.99, but what they're assuming is that it would be like you and a couple of kids, and if you went to the theater, you'd pay more than that. So they're like, it's okay. And
but it's still not the same experience as going to a theater either. So
no,
I agree. I think it's a little expensive. Unless you own it and you can watch it multiple times at that price, then that's a different story.
Yeah, it's
like once you've downloaded it, can you watch it repeatedly? Then that's probably not out of line.
Video on demand. So I don't think so. I don't know. Maybe it is because video on demand. But usually I think, I don't know. I'm not an expert on this, but I think that's like a one-time viewing. I'm not sure. And researchers say that a consistent tan all over the body is impossible to attain. So,
okay.
Thank you, researchers. We appreciate all the hard work you put into that. Thanks for listening to your Scoop of the Day on the John and Heidi Show. Nobody wants to buy car insurance. It's not a fun thing to think about, but it's something you need if you want to drive your car. So even if you don't want to buy insurance, you probably have to get it from someone. So why not buy it from InsuranceChicken.com? Okay, I'll admit, our website name is dumb. InsuranceChicken.com. Yeah, our marketing department is not that great. But our selection of insurance options is amazing. See if we can save you money each month on our dumb website, InsuranceChicken.com. That's InsuranceChicken.com. Thank you for listening to the John and Heidi Show this weekend. I've got a couple of guests joining me today. I have Joe Morton and I have Kenny Lehman, and we're going to visit with Kenny here in a second. We're going to start with Joe. Now, Joe, many people know you from Scandal on the small screen and also movies on the big screen like Speed and movies like The Blues Brothers. And there's a lot of folks that maybe didn't realize you're also a very talented singer, and you've got this new project out. It's called Wake Up America, and you did that with Kenny. Have the two of you worked together on other projects as well?
Well, we met doing Jesus Christ Superstar, or basically it was the pirate company, the so-called pirate company of Jesus Christ Superstar, about 50 years ago. And at that point started, when we weren't doing the show, we started writing music together, working up ideas, and have off and on, through the course of that time, worked on one project or another, one way or another.
So Kenny, let's talk about the birth of this project.
It's been about 2 years ago. It sort of came into its own as things changed in the country. It became more important than ever now. Started off as an African rhythm section track that we had loved initially, but 3/4 of the way through, we decided to change it, make it more of an American track. We kept everything the same in terms of the spoken word and the vocals and everything else. We just changed the track to give it a little different feel, make it more of an American track, as I said. I know I worked on trying to get the textures in it to really support Joe's lyric at all times. It took a lot of work. We had to take a lot of criticism, a lot of feedback. Those elements are the most important thing, to be open to that kind of feedback and especially criticism. You have to let your ego go. You think you were stuck on one thing that you can't see outside of for a minute, and then you just spend time living with it a little bit, getting more feedback, and suddenly you get it. It's working. And then we worked on the elements. I started working on changing some of the drum program with a friend of mine. Brought in the gospel choir. They were there from the beginning. I brought in a 14-piece gospel choir to sing the hook to the song, Wake Up America. That evolved from that point, and we've been working on it ever since, and now we finally got it done. It took 2 years, but it was worth the effort.
And where can folks find this if they would like to click on and listen? It's online in many places, right?
Yeah, we have it online on probably all the platforms, if not now, soon. And the way to distinguish our song is Wake Up America, featuring Lehman and Morton.
Very, very nice. And what would you say would be your hopes for this song? What would you like the impact of this song to be?
It would be great if it does what it's meant to do, which is to be a call of action for people to come together as opposed to wallow in our division. All throughout the song, basically, it's trying to tell people there are any number of ways that we can unify. The two letters that stand for our country are U and S, us. And so this song is about we the people as opposed to politicians. It's about money being the root of all politics, that there is way too much money in politics, and that kind of sours and taints everything. Because suddenly you have politicians who are not working for themselves, they're working for somebody who's supporting their careers, not just their election, but their entire careers. And so if we can eliminate some of those things and get people to really, instead of throwing a rock through the window, knock on the door and have a conversation, then I think we're on the right track. And actually encourage people to do that, then we've done our job.
I think most people really are good people, and when they have an opportunity to help somebody, they do so many times help them instead of hurt them. So it would be great to see people come together and work together and take our country back in the right way.
That's right. Fear is the one that separates. And then people invest in that fear and take this stance, and then they develop a belief system. It's almost like hardwired. So we're trying to reach people in a way that can undo that in some way, get people to finally interact. Like you have an opinion. When you see somebody, you get this opinion about who they are. But when you start to really talk to them, it goes out the window. That belief no longer exists. So we want to try to open that possibility. Right.
Well, thank you so much to the two of you. And Joe, if I don't at least talk to you a little bit about your acting career, we're going to be in trouble. So tell me, do you have any fun projects you're working on right now for the big screen or the little screen?
Yes. I'm getting ready to shoot a film for HBO based on a novel by Ta-Nehisi Coates called Between the World and Me, which is a lovely kind of tome that he wrote to his son about what it means to be black in America. It was adapted for the stage by Camilla Forbes at the Apollo Theater, and she's now going to direct it for HBO, and I believe it comes out in October.
That is fantastic. We'll be watching for that, and I'll put a link for folks to listen for Wake Up America. I've got a link to that in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com.
The old way of living with diabetes is a pain. The new way is with a continuous glucose monitor. You simply apply a discreet, easy-to-use sensor on your body. If you test your blood sugar at least 4 times per day and inject insulin at least 3 times per day, or use an insulin pump and have private insurance or Medicare, you might be eligible for a CGM with little or no cost to you. Call now and say goodbye to finger pricks.
800-659-7805. That's 800-659-7805.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Neil deGrasse Tyson's surprising other career path. If he wasn't going to be like the super smart scientist type, he's an astrophysicist. Well, he almost became a stripper. According to an interview, he said he visited a club and watched other dancers perform to the song Great Balls of Fire. He left immediately and became a math tutor instead. So he almost became a male dancer.
Okay.
There you go. I don't know if that would have been a good thing or not. Probably not. Thanks for listening to today's Fun Fact. If you have a credit card, our friends at BetterCreditCards.com would like to make sure it's the best credit card for you. Take a few minutes to look at your current interest rate and then see what you get for points and perks. Then go to BetterCreditCards.com to see if they can help you find a better credit card. This will literally cost you nothing, and it could help you save money by getting a better credit card. Even if you don't have a credit card right now, you can check it out too at BetterCreditCards.com. That's BetterCreditCards.com. Time now for a news headline from somewhere in this world. Dateline Sweden. Here we go. Sweden continues to see a downward trend in COVID cases despite the fact that they never went into lockdown.
Yep, they did it right.
So they did something right because things are looking good in Sweden. I've got a link to the story if you want to read all about it. It's in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com.
If you take Viagra or Cialis, call now with your prescription and pay as little as $2 a pill. Call Pharmacy Shop 24/7 to get generic versions of Viagra or Cialis for as little as $2 a pill, plus free discreet shipping.
Call 800-214-7977. 800-214-7977. 800-214-7977. Again, that's 800-214-7977.
Time now for a little bit of weird news brought to you by WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com. Officials say a car crashed into the bedroom of an Orange County, Florida home Monday, and luckily nobody was inside, so they weren't injured because they weren't there. According to Orange County Fire and Rescue, a 2018 Subaru struck two vehicles before crashing into a senior citizen's bedroom.
Yikes.
The resident was in another part of the home at the time of the crash. Video shows the car fully inside the bedroom with a mattress upending and other damage. So, like, the mattress went flying. That's what upending means.
Gosh.
A massive hole in the wall. Fire marshal reported they assessed the damage to the home. They say the driver was immediately taken to the hospital for evaluation. Doesn't say why they did that, but I don't know. Crazy. What a weird story. That's why it is today's Weird News, brought to you by WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com.
John and Heidi.
Now your moment of duh, brought to you by InsuranceChicken.com. A holiday trip from Amsterdam to Ibiza turned into a terrible flight for a couple passengers. One was shirtless. He refused to wear a face mask and got into a brawl with a fellow flyer before being restrained. Video posted on Instagram. So first, I'm going to pause right here. Have you ever seen anybody shirtless on an airplane?
No, never once.
Or have I? And we've been to tropical places numerous times, flying in and out. Never seen a shirtless passenger. Never happened. So anyway, a video posted on Instagram captured the fracas, is what they called it. And it was a 737 Boeing KLM flight, which took off from the Netherlands. Panic and violent brawl is what the user wrote. Unruly English passenger on board KLM flight to Ibiza had been drinking. Grey Goose vodka is what he was drinking. Refused to wear a face mask.
High roller.
Two arrested. Pilot informed the local authorities upon arrival. Both passengers were arrested. The flight safety was not compromised during the flight. The flight, which required a face mask to be on at all times, but the passenger said no, you didn't do it. He just wasn't going to. He said he checked his masks before he boarded the flight. Anyway, got himself in trouble.
I guess so.
Shirtless, maskless, and now arrested. That's what happens when your brain is on drugs. But this is a whole different story. It's today's Moment of Duh. Nobody wants to buy car insurance. It's not a fun thing to think about, but it's something you need if you want to drive your car. So even if you don't want to buy insurance, you probably have to get it from someone. So why not buy it from InsuranceChicken.com? Okay, I'll admit, our website name is dumb. InsuranceChicken.com. Yeah, our marketing department is not that great. But our selection of insurance options is amazing. See if we can save you money each month on our dumb website, InsuranceChicken.com. That's InsuranceChicken.com. Time now for fake news or Florida. Heidi, tell me, is this a true story from the great state of Florida, or is it fake news made up to trick you and amuse me? Are you ready?
I am ready.
All right, let's see. Which one should we go with? How about this one right here? Fake news or Florida? Hollywood, Florida, by the way.
Okay.
Woman told police she would not get charged with drug possession because the heroin that she had in her down yonder was not her heroin. Fake news or Florida?
I'm going to say Florida.
Nah, this was a fake story. Yeah, I think we had something similar to that, though. No, that was one where the stuff blew into her purse.
Yeah.
And she's like, that's not mine. It blew into my purse when I was driving.
That was a different purse.
Oh, you just know. Oh, wow. I don't know where to go from there other than that's going to do it for fake news or Florida.
John and Heidi.
This portion of the John and Heidi Show is brought to you by the John and Heidi Show. That sounds kind of funny, but it's true. Go to your local radio station and ask them to start carrying the John and Heidi Show. Here's the best part. They can carry the show for free. They play a couple commercials, but it doesn't cost them anything every month. So if you know a radio station that could use a little bit of help, send them our way. Send them to johnandheidishow.com. Again, johnandheidishow.com. We would love to do a radio program in your community. Then you could listen to the podcast and listen to us on the radio.
John and Heidi.
We always like to wrap things up around here with good news, and I think this is good news. It comes your way courtesy of bettercreditcards.com. I love this story. 5 teens are being honored for saving a deputy who was under attack. King County Sheriff's Office honored 5 teenagers as heroes for coming to the aid of a deputy who was being attacked. July the 18th at about 1 a.m., Deputy Elliott was off duty, driving her patrol car. Oh, I said when he was attacked. It's she. Driving her patrol car home after her shift. She was flagged down. An intoxicated man had caused multiple vehicle collisions. A deputy checked on all of the occupants to make sure everybody was okay. That's when the man that had just caused the collision was trying to leave the scene. She had to jog up to the male and was able to grab him and try to advise him not to leave the scene. You're being detained. About that time, he turned around and started fighting her. He put his arms up in the air, wrapped his arms around the deputy, and put her in a headlock and began squeezing her. During the struggle, she heard a group of young men yell, "Get off her!" The teens jumped from another vehicle and they ran over to help her. They held the suspect's shoulders and legs to the ground while the deputy handcuffed him. Sheriff's office says the deputy suffered minor scrapes and bruises. We cannot thank these 5 young men enough for coming to Deputy Elliott's rescue, they say on a Facebook post. They quite possibly saved her life. The photo that we see on here was taken a few minutes after the teens helped her. Moms and dads, you should be proud of these kids. The teens were given Community Heroism Awards, which represents the highest honor a civilian can receive from the Sheriff's Department.
I love that story.
I do too. And the thing, I'm not going to try to make race part of the issue here, but the teens are multiple different races.
Right. Okay.
So multiple different races, and looks
Good
like
kids.
the deputy is a Caucasian.
Moms and dads,
So,
you
very,
did it
very
right.
cool. But I think that is fantastic. And the big smile on their faces, these guys hugging this young lady, and you can tell they were happy. They're proud of what they just did, which is really cool.
They should be.
Heroes, Heidi. Heroes. I've got a link to the story. It's in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com. Time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. Have a great day. Thank you for listening to the John and Heidi Show.